Most people would never know. They would say that you don't look like there's anything wrong with you. And I thinking in my head, yeah, you have no idea that the mere you saying that makes me need to take ibuprofen because that's the only way I could get through being around people. So I had to take painkillers because it was so painful. So you don't know the kind of effort that goes into even seeming kind of normal. Every morning I would wake up, I would be touching my ears to see if I could still hear. Because I used to have this big wish, because in my dreams I was hearing from both of my ears, right? But so I would wake up and I would, constantly tap on my ear to see if that tiny bit of sound that I could still hear, I was still hearing. That's part of the grieving process of that is to not be constantly thinking, today is the day it's going to be different. Today is the day I'm going to hear again. Today's the day I won't be nauseous. Today is the day I won't walk into walls. Today's the day I won't fall down. All these things are so connected in your brain that a loud sound would not only hurt my brain, but it would make me fall and it could make me spontaneously vomit, which is, I was not very much fun. Every day I wake up, I don't think about this ear hearing anymore, but every day I think about whether or not the other ear is going to be deaf too. That is terror. For me, that is where the terror comes from. There are just things that happen to you at random that remind you that part of you's broken. And I think I'm not alone in feeling that hearing loss makes you feel a little bit broken. Your life is never silent anymore, which is super strange to never have silence. It's a deaf ear. What the heck is going on? Why on earth is a deaf ear so loud? Even more than vision, hearing is three-dimensional. You lose a lot of your ability to exist in space and know where you are. You can't tell where people are talking to you from. You can't tell where the bus is coming from that is about to hit you because you don't know where it is and you turn the wrong way. You can't tell where birds are. And when you're an ornithologist, that's kind of really super annoying. My good ear is really good, so I'm lucky I can hear things, but I can't find them. I can hear a chickadee, which a lot of people with hearing loss lose the ability to hear that high-pitched sound. I don't have a problem hearing it, but I can't find the bird in space. That is extraordinarily frustrating. And so of all the grieving processes you go through, that's the one that still makes the anger go through the charts for me. My inability to localize sound, inability to find my own son in my house. I don't even know what floor they are on sometimes. Like, you got to stay still. Let me find you. Quit moving, because I don't know if you're in the basement or on the first floor or on the second floor. I have no idea. I cannot tell. You feel crazy after a while. You're thinking, my other ear is perfect. Just get over it, just tough it out. But you can't. So I was on a call, took my headphones off at the end of the call, and I'm like, something's not right. I'm not hearing from my right ear. And my initial response is, well, maybe you got water in your ear when you had a shower this morning. That had never happened to me before. And I'm like, I feel perfectly fine at that time. So what on earth could it be? Little did I know. I went to bed, and in the middle of the night, I woke up with violent vertigo where it felt like the earth was spinning almost like a merry-go-round, and I was going to get thrown off of it. And I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop it. And that was accompanied by instant nausea. So the throwing up started. And I still didn't think it was that big of a deal, right? I must have thrown up 20 to 30 times a day, or even more at the beginning. The next step was extreme mobility issues. I was off kilter all the time, like walk into walls, walk into the couch. And I still just thought, well, maybe I have food poisoning or I have a virus and it'll just go away. And after several days, I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't even pay attention to the TV that was on. Nothing. So I went to the emergency room. The doctor came in and he said, I don't think you have a brain tumor, which I didn't really think about being a possibility. And he looked at my ears and he said, I think you have an ear infection, like a little kid's ear infection. I was so shaky that I couldn't even put the eardrops in my ear. And I kind of slowly got better, not really better, but still couldn't hear. So the inability to find sounds, for me, it happened immediately. I don't know if that's true for everyone, but immediately when this ear went dead, I couldn't figure out where people were calling me from. I was constantly looking around. And for me, looking around, and it still does this a year and a half later, looking around makes me super dizzy. So if I have to spin to find a sound, I'm really likely to fall. And the next symptom that happened was hyperacuity, like extreme sensitivity to sounds. Dropping a fork on the floor, oh, it was terrible. It was literally like somebody stabbing my brain. What's happening inside your cochlea is your hair cells get damaged. Even though I study birds, I didn't study bird hearing in that way. And birds, if they lose their hair cells, can regrow them. That's one of the frustrating things. You lose hearing and nobody can tell you what happened. So, like, what do you mean you can't tell me how this happened? What do you mean there's no treatment for that? What now what? Now what is your life after this? I don't think of this as a gift in any way, shape, or form. It's not. Do I need to find something good in it to actually get through it? Because that's the thing people tell you, like, you'll find the good in it, or things happen for a reason. Well, that's crap. Things don't happen for a reason. Things happen, and the measure of a person is what they do when the things happen to them.
Next time in Norwood Park, a scientist who questions, is the truth out there?
It's not a balloon, it's not a plane, it's not a star, it's not a planet, it's not this, it's not that. So what's left?
From Superphonic Studios, this is Chicago. Listen every Sunday.